I found a friend.
I found a friend.
One who's closer,
Closer than a brother.
I found
I found a friend.
he's even closer,
Closer than my mother.
I found a friend.
I found a friend.
One who'll go with me
Till the end.
I call him Jesus.
Jesus,
Oh, he's my friend.
he's my friend.
I found a friend.
Found a friend.
One who's closer,
Closer than a brother.
I found a friend.
Found a friend.
He's even closer,
Closer than my mother.
I found a friend.
Found a friend.
He promised to go with me.
Till the end.
I call him Jesus.
Jesus,
Oh, he's my friend.
he's my
Oh, what a friend.
what a friend.
Can I get a witness?
Jesus,
All of our
our
sins,
sins
grief
and
and
griefs
death.
to bear.
What a privilege.
What a privilege it is to
Ain't it good to carry everything and leave it there?
God in
He's
prayer.
my friend. When I'm in need, church, I tried him. He was right there indeed. I call him Jesus.
Jesus,
Oh, he's my friend.
he's my friend.
Oh, what peace
Oh, what peace
we often find. Oh, what needless pain we don't have to pay. All because
All because we do
we've got to learn to carry everything and leave it there.
God in prayer.
Want the Lord walk with you? Want the Lord talk with you? Then he'll tell you that you're his own. Oh,
Jesus,
Jesus.
Jesus,
Jesus.
Jesus,
He was my grandmother's friend.
Jesus,
He was my mother's friend.
Jesus,
And some years ago, y'all,
Jesus,
when I was down inside there,
Jesus,
I didn't have no God on my side.
Jesus,
Church, I met this friend,
Jesus,
and oh, he's never left me alone. Tell you what, I even feel him right now.
Jesus,
Can I get a witness? Anybody feel him right now? Ah,
Jesus,
Is there anybody in this building
Jesus,
that's on first name basis with him?
Jesus,
Why don't you do yourself a favor? Get up out of your seat and begin to call on that name. That name that happens to be above every name. If you know him, let me hear you say, Jesus,
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 say Jesus.
Jesus,
Does anybody in here know him? Can I tell you about me? He's a mother for the motherless. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Let me go over here. He's a father for the fatherless.
yes, he is.
He's a mighty good sister. Can I get a witness? He's been a mighty good brother for me.
Yes, sir.
Now it's not that he didn't hear me when I first called on his name. But look, every time that I call on him, nothing or nobody remains the same. Can I tell y'all that when I call on his name, things begin to change? Can I get a witness? Somebody help me call him tonight. Somebody say, Jesus. Come on, help me call him. Say, Jesus. If he won't he make a way for you?
Yes, he will.
Y'all, let me ask you, won't he make a way out of no
Yes,
way?
he will.
Won't he pick you up? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Won't he turn you around?
friend we have. What a friend we have in Jesus.
You don't have to say it real loud. But if you know for yourself that God will make a way where there seems to be no way, when you call on that name, he'll make things change for you. Just say it like this. Say, Jesus.
Jesus.